everyone, it's Lana from Living Wildly Free and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be unboxing my small little haul from Hobonichi, so if that's something you'd like to see, keep watching. Alright, so jumping right into this, well, not really jumping into it immediately, but so if you watch my other two videos on my planner hauls, you'll know, I think I mentioned that one, or was it my cash stuffing video, where I said that videoing during the day is difficult, that really the best time to video for me is at night. So if you hear some background noises, I apologize for that, but it's really a busy street that I live on. And I just don't have the patience to wait for tonight, and I still have to go to work, so I kind of want to see my order. I want to look at it, I want to play around with it before it's time for me to get ready to go to work. So now we can jump right into it, and I think this is really my first real unboxing with you guys, because I took out the FedEx way bill and I just cut it open. But this is me officially opening this box, so I'm excited. I'm super excited, you know, just to kind of get these things in. So I know everyone has read this. I'm sure if you have been watching all the Hobonichi unboxings, you guys already know what it says here. But so we'll just move on because I'm impatient. And let's get rid of the bubbles. And here it is. Okay, so this is a freebie. It's a small mini bag, and we can open this later. I got the notebooks, the 3-in-1 pack made for the weeks, and I'll explain why later on. I also got, there we go. So I got, what are these called? Gosh, I don't even remember what they're called. Pen guards. Well, basically it's so that you can write on your sheet, and if your penmanship is if you're a little bit heavy-handed, it's not going to go through to the other sheet. So this will basically page protector in a sense. So I got one for the A5 size, and I got two for the weeks. And I know everyone is buying, you know, the ones with the designs and all those things, and I did really find them super cute, but I kind of like my planner accessories to be plain, and I like to sometimes decorate my page, so I don't want anything distracting me from it. So I went with this nice navy blue with pink grid. And then, okay, so I got also the 3-in-1 notebook set for the A5. And I decided to get all their stencils because they were so cute. I've never really had stencils before, but I thought they were just too cute to pass up and so reasonably priced. I decided to get all of them. This is not Hobonichi, but I saw their pens and I love pink, so I thought this was perfect. I wanted to see, it's basically a dual tip. One side is a brush pen and the other side is basically a bullet. So I'm excited to try those out. And here's my freebie pen. And let's grab these. So this is the week's cover that I got. Again, clear. I just like it clear and plain. And then I decided to get, I was really debating if I was going to get a cover or no cover. So this is for my A5. But in the end, I decided to just get their cover so I know what it's like, and you know, I won't be wondering later on, oh, should I get one or should I not? So I decided to go in, and since my these guys, I'm gonna call them page shields. You guys can correct me in the comments if you remember and know what it's called. But I decided, since it's navy blue, I would get a navy blue cover. And here is my planner. I got the A5 English Language Hobonichi Techno Planner 2024. And let's put the box aside and we can start really kind of getting into it. Now, okay, before we open this, you're probably wondering, where is my week's planner? So, one night, as you would have it, I'm in bed watching YouTube and I see everyone talking about the Hobonichi. Now, this is my first time trying the Hobonichi. I've never tried it before, but you know, watching all these YouTube videos, and if you're a planner, it's so easy to be influenced that you're kind of like, oh, maybe I should just try it out. So that same night, I went onto a shop that was local to me, and from them, I ordered the Hobonichi Weeks Mega in, I think this is the sneaker layout. And I got it because obviously the pink, but I had a plan and I was kind of like, let's just see. It was reasonably enough priced. I mean, it's basically the same price as buying on the Hobonichi website itself. It's just, you know, the added cost because they already include the shipping. So I decided to get it, and I've kind of been, you know, playing around with it a little bit. So I marked out the holidays for the upcoming year. I've also, in the back, I've done some pen swatches of the pens I currently have. And I did do a little bit of like just testing things out and writing down some things on the top of my head, because as you know, when you have a new planner, it's kind of hard to not start writing in it. So I got this, played around with it, and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and order from Hobonichi and get the other things that I had in mind. So if you've seen my other two videos, you've seen a work planner and you've seen a personal planner. So my idea was, for this Hobonichi Weeks, this is going to be my self-development planner. So it will include, like, you know, my gym routines, my yoga, maybe boxing. It will also include, and I apologize that Fly is still here despite me trying to get rid of him. He's still here. He's been in here with like all my other videos, so just ignore him. But yes, so this is my self-development. It will also include like maybe practicing my calligraphy, reading some self-development books. Like, this is just anything that is going to be related to my self-development journey. Okay, so that is what this week's is going to be. So let's put her aside first and let's get into this. Now, this one, I forget exactly what it's called, but I know it is separate from the A5 original. But this is basically what I will be using as my journal. And this is the cute little handout. And yeah, so this is what I will be using as my daily journal. And I decided to go with this instead of the original because since it's a journal, I kind of wanted it to be, I plan on, you know, when you're kind of like storing it, It has the date, it's black, it should, I know, it's just a journal, if that makes sense. It just seemed like the right option for me. So anyways, I got the A5 because I know myself and I know that there are days when I just do not want to write a lot. So I thought, let's start small. I mean, I figured this has, you know, a good amount of space where I don't have to feel too overwhelmed about trying to fill up the page, but at the same time, it is going to give me enough space to write what I need to when I really just need to get some words down. And I'm actually, you know, I'm feeling this paper and it feels so different from what is in the Weeks Mega. So I know I've watched a couple of videos and they were saying that they've changed the paper. Now, I've always loved Japanese paper. If you're a stationery girl, you know that paper from Japan, it's just different. It feels different, it's just amazing. But this is thicker, whereas this Hobonichi Weeks is, a lot of people compare it to like Bible paper. Yeah, that's what it feels like. But here in the A5, it's thicker. It's thicker. You can feel there's a little bit more weight to it. So these are the months. I don't know exactly how I'm going to lay this out yet, but I am super excited to see it. And I do like that this page is white, whereas the weeks, if you saw it earlier, it's kind of a cream, which really I don't mind, but if you like the tombos, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that tombow, the 990, is basically this. And because it is very similar to this page color, you can barely make it out. Whereas I know on this white paper, it should show up nicely. So the month's view goes all the way up to March 2025, which is interesting. And ooh, we have a turning the page to a new year. So it's kind of like you can make this your whole aspirations page, or maybe do word of the year. And you can put important information here. So these ones, this version, it's an English version. Yeah, English version. I just don't know if this only comes in English. I think I may have seen that, but I could be wrong. They have quotes on every page, and if you notice, see, this page is, I think, good enough for not a huge, overwhelmingly, like I said, I'm not a big, I've tried journaling in the past. I know that there are times that I really just do not want to journal, and there are times that I do. So this is, for me, a perfect amount of space. There's no distractions of all the times, and I think that's also why I chose this. And when I was looking, I believe in the original they had colors, whereas here it's only the Sunday that is colored. So again, I like my planners neutral so that I'm not too distracted. And basically you have your day on a page. And it goes, I didn't check, but it goes exactly January 1 all the way to, where do we go? Yeah, exactly a year, December 31. And then at the end of that, we get dot grid, which is actually in red, so it kind of matches the Sundays. And there is quite a few pages of it, so that's not bad. You have important contacts, international size charts, conversion table, a ruler here, and my 100. Oh, and you have some frames here in the back. Some recipes and where you can put your personal information. So there we go. So my plan is, well, I guess I should break down the weeks as well, right? Before we get into all the good stuff. So at least it's done and out of the way. Hobonichi Weeks Mega is, so you kind of get roughly the same thing, right? You get your years at a glance. You get this. It's been called a perpetual calendar. It's also been called a year at a glance. But you get this. It's not as, I understand because this is the weeks. It's a much thinner layout, but I do prefer this, even though it's spread out on several pages. It just, for me, it provides so much more space rather than this, but it's okay, right? It's not a big deal. Then you start in December. Let's close you. You start in December and you get all the way to, I believe it's the same. Yeah, March 2025. Then this one actually starts November, because I think it usually starts first week of December, and since first week of December includes November, we have a November. And basically on the side here, you have your weeks, and then you have basically a grid on this side, which I thought was, you know, nice, because if this is going to be my self-development tracker, I can just write here either, you know, what I did, boxing, yoga, gym. Maybe I can write what book I'm reading for the week. Then over here I can put my trackers, I can put other information, things that, you know, cross my mind. I can put notes, whatever. So I think it works out well because I'm not forced to fill up this space with huge amounts of information. It will be able to hold the information that I want to take note of. And then at the back, so it ends January 5. So we start November 27 and we end January 25, 2025. Then you kind of get useful abbreviations. Here's your notes. It's basically, you can index, you can number out what section is what. Basically, you can section things out. And this was my first little entry, October 21, 2023. And just playing around ideal weekday schedule, ideal weekend schedule, then jotting down my routines, just all from the top of my head. And, you know, some other notes. But basically, the difference between the mega and the normal weeks is the mega provides you, I think they say on their website, about 3 times more pages of notes section, or this like empty section. This whole area here, they provide all of this extra stuff. So the reason, well, the main reason I chose this is because of the color. Love the color. I didn't really like the other option they had in the normal weeks. I preferred this, and I liked how super floppy it is. But also because this is self-development, so if I'm reading a book and there are some quotes that I want to note down, I can place it here. If I've accomplished something, or, you know, thoughts, routines, like you can see this, the schedule that I want to try and hold myself to, the routines that I need to make out. This can be additional tracker spaces. It can be creative stuff. So you might have noticed if you've been watching my videos, I've kind of changed my thumbnail, and I've changed also my little logo. So I started creating that because I was doodling here, because there are other things that I have on the top of my mind that I think I want to get into. So this planner can actually also hold all that information for me. And so that's why I opted to go with the Mega. All right, so those are my planners. And we can now get into all the other goodies I got with it. Oh, and I also ordered this from a local shop because I realized I couldn't find a clear cover for my A5, and I was reading reviews and stuff, and other people had suggested that they used the Midori A5 cover, not A5, yes, A5 cover, and it seemed to work, so we can try that out. Hopefully it does. I'm not too sure though. It looks, well, anyways, so I got that. So we're throwing this in here, but let's cover them up first because really I've been wanting to get that done. Okay, that fly is really bugging me. Hopefully by the time I video more videos, he will no longer be here and he would have moved on to somewhere else. Okay, so there is space, which makes me wonder, did I order the wrong cover? See, so there's a ton of space here, so I need to see what I did. Did I get, I mean, this can't be the cover on cover, but at least for now, it is covered and protected. But I wonder why that is. So if you guys know, please let me know in the comments below, so I know why this is happening. But a good note is, even though this is kind of like, you know, not fitting as nicely as I like, I did order a MOTERM. So I'm excited that MOTERM is going to be for this planner. And if you guys know me, I said in my last videos, I love MOTERM. It is my cash wallet, it is my personal planner, and I love it, I really do. So it hasn't arrived yet. It should be arriving end of this week or maybe early next week, hopefully, fingers crossed. We shall see. All right, so hopefully I have much better success with this one. Let's see. Okay, once I'm done. Now, you might be wondering, why did I opt for a clear cover as well since I bought a cover? Well, it's because I'm also thinking, oh yes, it's perfect. It fits perfectly. Okay, maybe not perfectly, a little bit, but give it time and it should hold up great. I got it because when I plan on storing these journals, I like to use the same cover again and again, unless there is really a cover that I fall in love with and I really want, like maybe later on, I will switch this cover out to a MOTERM, but otherwise, when I start a planner for the new year, I kind of keep to the same cover and I just pull out the planner. So I wanted this planner to stay protected. So that's why we got the clear cover. But yeah, this is the navy blue and it's so cute. It really is. So you have a pocket here in the back. You have pockets here, more pockets here, and also pockets here in the back. And there's a little saying here, which I don't know what it means, but there it is. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is, where did I put the other one of this? There it is. we're going to open these so I can already place them. Oh, it's really kind of embarrassing that there's a fly, but you know, I can't do anything at the moment. We're in the middle of filming, so I apologize, you guys. And I apologize for all the noise you must have heard in the background earlier. This is why the best time for me to actually do my videos is in the evening. So we will place this here. So they're also kind of like bookmarks, which I love, and it's just plain in the black, and you can also use them as a ruler or a guide. Like, these are great, I think. So there, I have my 2 sections blocked off. Actually, no, let's move this. Where are you? Here, let's move it here. And once I get my MOTERM, this should fit nicely. Okay, so Mega is there. And we have this guy, which I think we will put right here. There we go. All right, let's move on to, we'll save the stencils. Let's get into the notebooks. So why did I get these notebooks? I figured that I wanted to get these notebooks because since these are all a roughly December start, I wanted to play around and see basically the layout of these. I wanted to start it now. So I figured I'd get the notebooks and I'd make, like, this notebook could be November, this one, well, yeah, just November. So, wait, no, this one starts in January. So this one for here, it would be November and December. And I have an extra little notebook that, you know, I can just play around with. But if I'm not mistaken, they're all grid, so they should be. And I think the nice thing about them is you are also able to, I think they're perforated, so you can rip out a page and stick it somewhere. But yeah, this was going to kind of be my test run on how I wanted to lay it out, how I can start using kind of the planner now. And since it's like my first set of Hobonichi, it kind of gives me a little extra playroom to be able to do it on a different notebook that's the same size, and I think it should have roughly, okay, so not the same grid, it's slightly smaller. I think this is closer to the weeks, but still, that's not a big deal. It will just allow me, give me an idea of how I can play around with it and maybe choose a layout that I like, and plus it fits nicely into the case. So that is why I got the notebooks. So there we have that. That one is done. And the same thing for the Weeks Mega. Same idea. I wanted to start this November. And let's see, let's do these two. Well, I want to start this in November and I want to play around. So at least it gives me that option and it doesn't make me, you know, kind of and we'll just go ahead because there's so much space in this cover. Let's just throw that in the back there. So it's a little bit more snug, but yeah, it helps me, you know, plan it. And so when I do store it later, I can always attach these to the notebook, so it kind of becomes like one full planner. Did that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. But that was my way of making sure I get to kind of start my planning now. And I think I forgot to take a picture, you guys, but it's okay. It is all right. So let's go into these guys. And I'm excited because in the MOTERM, but also here, I think I should be able to place these guys in here, right? And it should be super cute, but let's kind of just open them up. And I will, can you guys see now? It's better on the paper. So let's go ahead and pull the paper out. So a closer look. I think this is, oh, I can't even remember, you guys, honestly. But so you have shapes on top, you have smiley faces, you have the weather, you have 3 different people walking, running, and challenge, and then you have a flower, airplane, train, car, basically different icons. So I thought this was super cute, you know, especially if you want to put something in but you're too lazy to kind of doodle. So yeah. Okay, so it fits lovely in there. I'm going to move this. Actually, let's go ahead and grab this and put it here in the back pocket. Just temporarily. And let's hold you guys down like this. Okay. So this fits in right there, which is great because that means it's super accessible. Come on, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, so the green one, so that was the blue one. The green one has a checklist, lines, also different shapes. It has the shapes on the playing cards. It has the addition sign, subtraction sign, multiplication, and an equal sign. Then you have dashed lines here. You have a kind of speech bubble. And then you have numbers that are kind of like, I guess, typewriter numbers. And there's lines and arrows here on this side. So it's also a nice little handy, oh, it fits perfectly. Nice little handy stencil to have on hand. Then the yellow is kind of speech bubbles. A whole bunch of different speech bubbles. And it's cute. So when you just want to mark off something that is like, you want to make a statement, that would be the perfect one for you. And then the orange is basically, there's speech bubbles. I'm guessing this is Japan. I didn't double check, but I think that's Japan. Then you have here the digital numbers. Basically, you should be able to make 1, 2, 3. You should be able to make it all from there. And then you have other icons that you don't get in the other stencils. So you have a different kind of flower, a tree, mountain, ocean. So this is kind of, well, there's fireworks, spa, tower, barbecue, bag, camera. So for me, this seems like more like a travel stencil. So we can put that there. So it is being kept nice and safe. Oh, the doggies are all freaking out down the street. And last stencil is kind of, I think it's also, you know, you can use it as a bookmark. Here you have kind of like typewriter numbers again on the side, but it's also marking out the ruler. Then you have walking, a car, home, work, eating, memo, drink, favorite, birthday, gift, memorial, stars, good and sad. You have a 5-star. You have several different kinds of squiggly lines, a dashed line, kind of like it could be Christmas lights or it could be leaves. And you have other things as well. You have small shapes there and here, and then you have a nice long squiggly line. So I think let's just put that, I could put it in the back, but I moved that other stuff there, so. Okay, well let's just move some stuff around anyways. Yeah, see? Fits nice right there. And he's already a little full, but that's okay. We don't mind that. Now, let's get into the free pen. Because I'm curious, I've never tried this pen before, but I know a lot of people talk about it, they like it, and so I'm kind of curious. Apparently, Hobonichi gives this one out because they say that the pens work really well with the paper. So, it writes nice and smooth, but it is I believe it's a ballpoint pen, which I'm not a big fan of. And plus, to me, it kind of writes the ink seems very faded, whereas what I prefer is a bolder type of pen. Obviously, I'm writing this on the wrong piece of paper because it's going to come out very differently, but I like my black to be really black. But still, it seems like a very nice pen, something that I'm sure I can make use of. And so you have these butterfly loops, which is meant to hold the pen. Why am I so awkwardly doing this? But hold the pen this way, so that it also ensures that it stays nice and snug and nice and closed. So there we have it. Okay. I hope I'm still in frame, you guys. I'm going to have you guys join me as I do a quick test on these because I'm really, really curious on this. I'm wondering, are they this kind of the same as Tombow or are they completely different? So we will do my pen test here, which is probably what I should have done with the free pen. But what can you do? Oh, so okay, so that is the nib. Can you see it? Let's grab this. That is the nib on this side. So it's not really a bullet. It looks like it's going to be super thin to write with. And here's your brush pen, which is a smaller brush. So now I'm super curious. Oh, that's super light and faint. Probably should have chosen another color. I don't even know if you guys can see that, because even I'm struggling to see it. Okay, that was super, super light. Let me see if, to be honest, I don't even know if that's correct, but that's what we are going with. So how would I explain this? I can't even see that. This is more like a, what were those pens called? it's not a normal pen. It kind of feels like those tips that, is it the permanent markers? They used to be, or some permanent markers are like this. I mean, so far it writes great, but it's very different. That I am also like really struggling to see. All right, okay. Let's just quickly, so this is Memento. Dual marker by Tsut Kineko. And I'm sure I didn't say that properly. Okay, so that is your black. Actually, let's do it. So sometimes it takes me a while to get used to the brush. Black, does this have a number? So it is, it's like it's backwards, so it's funny. PM 900, PM. So I apologize, you guys. I'm realizing that this video might be longer than expected, but so if it's very long, so sorry. But of course, I chose this option because, so this is Rosebud, it's pink. And you are PM 400. I like that pink. And if I'm not mistaken, of course, oh, this pink has a bit of purple in it, but it is a nice match. Okay. This very, very light pink is, see, I don't know if you guys can see it. It is so very light. Here. There, so this is what I mean about being cream paper. It's hard to pick up the very pastel shades, you know, so like example, the one that I was showing you earlier from the Tombow. See, you can see this is the 990, so you can see there is, you can see it clearer on the white paper, which I'm thinking should show up really great on my A5. Because this pink here is almost non-existent. It is angel pink. I don't know, PM 404. PM 404. I mean, I can see it, but it depends on the lighting, right? So, it's so strange. I always want to open that side. So it's a very soft brush, which is why, you know, the thick and thin lines are something to kind of get used to. We'll make that 2 lines. London Fog, that's a nice name. PM 901. PM 901. Great, so those are those pens. That's actually very nice. I'm happy with those, even though the very light pink doesn't quite pop the way I want it to, but it's okay. It's still very, very nice. And I was hoping to use this kind of like for, you know, the same way you use Tombow, kind of as highlighters, as a way to, you know, mark out the really important stuff in your planner, to just decorate. And it came in a set of the pink and black, which is like, I thought really super cute. So I'm happy with that. They have a whole bunch of other colors available in sets, and I was like tempted to get all of them, but really I said, let's just start with pink and see how it is. All right, so last but not least, the Freebie. Ooh, I think this is the one that everyone's been wanting. It is basically, I don't know what it's called. My brain isn't working in that way today, but yes, this is my little cute free bag. And a lot of people have been wondering, what are they going to do with it? What fits in it? How can you use it? I don't know. I mean, I think it is a cute little thing to just hold little stuff that, you know, planner stuff. Like for example, all the stencils that I put in here, I could probably just throw in here and it will hold it nicely. Or you can put all your, maybe your whiteout refills, or just little small, your washi tapes, your stamps. I mean, it's a cute little bag that you can store little things in. So basically, that is my Hobonichi haul and my kind of setup. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, or this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, and maybe even consider subscribing to see more videos like this. And yeah, I hope you guys had fun unboxing that with me. I am super excited to kind of jump in and get started, but if I'm not mistaken, I have to eat and start getting ready for work. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys continue living wildly free, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.